After weeks of being on lockdown, unemployment levels are skyrocketing. Even businesses that remain open are hurting. The U.S. economy is experiencing impacts of historic proportions, says White House senior advisor and economist Kevin Hassett.
This is the biggest negative shock that our economy, I think, has ever seen. We're going to be looking at an unemployment rate that approaches rates that we saw during the Great Depression.
Hassett says 8.7 million jobs were lost in the 2008 financial crisis. Now the U.S. is seeing that many jobs being lost almost every 10 days. States are facing a financial strain, having to provide for growing unemployment benefits and facing a decrease in tax revenue due to closed businesses. Many governors are advocating for Congress to include funding to states in the next stimulus package.
We're on the front lines. We've taken all these actions. We've got to provide these necessary services to help people get back on their feet. It's critical to the rebounding of our economy.
But many Republicans, as well as White House economists, caution taking on more federal debt after already providing well over $2 trillion in stimulus funding.
Yeah, I think that as we go into the next phase of legislation, we need to think about long-run things that we can do to try to get ahead of the curve on debt. So for sure, we need to do still some short-run things, but I think looking at long-run changes that we can make to things to improve the debt situation, that should be something that should be on the table.
Aside from the debate heating up for the next stimulus package, public health experts as well as governors and lawmakers in some states say there needs to be more testing before the economy completely reopens.
We need to be able to test people at double the rate so that our meatpacking plants in Minnesota, the food processing plants in Minnesota and in the Midwest are able to reopen. We're going to have trouble with our food supply chain.
We have to have community tracing. We've got to have a plan for isolation for people that do get tested positive for COVID-19 in the future. And as we think about re-engaging sectors of our economy, really analyzing the risk associated with a particular sector, scoring that risk, determining what protocols need to be in place.
State governors and lawmakers in Congress will not only have to balance the health and safety of people with the economy damage done in a continued lockdown, they will also have to navigate the political fight that is looming in Washington as they discuss the next stimulus package in the backdrop of a presidential election just a few months away. Elizabeth Lee, VOA News.